රිෆ්ලෙක්ස් කණ්ඩායම සමග ගත කළ කාලයෙන් අනතුරුව මනේෂ් ප්‍රනාන්දු මහතා ලයන්හාට් කණ්ඩායම සමගත් එකතු වන්නට අමතක කළේ නැහැ. ඒ කණ්ඩායම් දෙකෙහිම දක්ෂතා සංසන්දනය කිරීම අවශ්‍ය වන නිසායි. කවුරු ජයග්‍රහණය කරාවිද? විනිශ්චය ආසනයේදී එය තීරණය වේවි.
Good evening, viewers. Welcome back to the British Council's Ideators, Next Generation Entrepreneurs. This is the programme that highlights the importance of entrepreneurship and the role of universities in Sri Lanka and the UK in turning out students with entrepreneurial skills. It gives me great pleasure to introduce back onto the stage familiar faces, our series partners, the Hydramani Group. Yumi, how are you?
Very good, Tony. Thank you.
And Chandala Abhivikrama from HNB, our other series partner.
Thank you, Tony.
And Hilton Colombo Residence, our accommodation partner, have been putting up the 12 young entrepreneurs in their luxury suites. And it gives me great pleasure tonight to introduce Manesh Fernando, the General Manager of the Hilton Colombo Residence.
Thank you, Tony.
To tell us a little bit about task and the decision you have taken on who the winning team are tonight.
Luke, Udana, Alex and Lara. We will go through the criteria. We had the criteria of the overall customer experience, the pitch of your presentation. Did you convince us? Did you influence us? The layout and design of promotional flyer, and the pricing strategy and the comprehensiveness of your packages. I have taken into account that you only had about 4 hours to do everything. I would like to start off with Alex and Lara. Myself and Chandula were diners.
Wined and dined?
Yes, well, we were wined and dined. We walked into a beautiful environment with candles. We were welcomed by you, with Lara in the traditional sari, something different. We were sat down, then we went over to the dinner table for our lunch. But from there, what happened was not good, because Chandula and myself, I thought we were tormented, and the customer experience side, it wasn't something to be impressed with.
Do you mean by that, Manesh, the experience or the presentation and the pitch?
The presentation and the pitch basically made my experience get bad.
Okay. You were falling asleep?
I was falling asleep and I was becoming restless.
Okay. There you go. That's what the customer says.
All right. I had to move along into the team Lionheart. Started off well. Unfortunately, the same thing happened over there as well. Luke, you went on and on and on. It's tough, but I'm giving you the feedback. If you want to be a future entrepreneur, I think that's not going to work. On the positives, for Team Reflex, you tried to be different. You had the ideas about bringing in a masseur to give a hand massage. You had the idea about having candles, about the music. Those were good ideas. Team Lionheart, I was made to understand that you really focused on the viewing features of the suites, where you had the curtains covered, and when people came in, after a while, you gave a grand opening. So, that was fantastic.
This programme is all about learning and growing, so it's very important that you give them this honest feedback. So Manesh, I think we've come to that moment. We've had the most thorough assessment of pros and cons, lots of lessons to be learned. But what is your decision?
It's a tough decision. The winner is Team Reflex.
There we have it. This is the last team task on Ideators, Next Generation Entrepreneurs. After this, it will be individuals competing against each other. And we've had comprehensive reasons for why Team Reflex have won tonight's task. So congratulations. Well done. Please leave the boardroom.
Reflex ජය ගත්තා. ලයන්හාට් කණ්ඩායමින් අද කවුරුන් ඉවත් වෙයිද?
Udana, please come a little closer to the judges. Okay, you know what this part of the program is all about. There were positives, but there were also shortcomings. And the client who set the brief has made those very clear. This is where you need to convince us that it's you who should stay in this program and not be eliminated this evening. Udana, why should you stay in this program?
Entrepreneurial skills and marketing knowledge that I have, which have been applied throughout the seasons, throughout the task that I have given consistently.
How did you use that today in this task? Give me one example.
Today I used it in understanding, and we actually, we performed as a team end of the day. So developing the promotions.
This is the I moment. Do you remember that? Not we. How did you use your entrepreneurial skills and your knowledge of marketing in this task today? Just give me one example.
Promotions.
The promotional ideas, the balloons at 380 feet. Okay, yeah, good example. Luke, why should you stay?
I've consistently been a lead in the design for Lionheart throughout the whole process, and this is only the third challenge we've lost. We've won every project before now that I've project led until this one today, unfortunately, but I've always been a big voice in every aspect. Technically, yes, but it was more of I'm officially the leader rather than, we delegated. It was just for the points. I think it got all the way to the interviews and they asked who's leader, and it just to go first. So.
Okay. Final comments from each of you. Very brief, if you've got anything to say.
Yeah, I would just like to say that I've enjoyed the whole process. I've learned so much, and I've applied myself to every single challenge. Whether it's been my background or not, I've always had a big input, and I'm going to come out of the experience regardless of what happens here. All the better for it, especially for meeting people like him along the way as well. So.
That's very good. I think we recognise that, Luke, as well. Udana.
I've learned a lot from this, and if you run through from the first episode to now, I know I myself have improved a lot with these guys, especially with Luke, because I've been with him from the first place, and we promised ourselves this morning we would not end up in here, but yet unfortunately we are here. But yet, yes, I've learned a lot in this experience.
Well, the learning's important, and it's great that you've both acknowledged it, and it's very encouraging to hear the warmth that's emerged in terms of your own relationship and your teamwork. But unfortunately, it's not a double elimination tonight, guys. We only have to choose one. We can only choose one. I'd like to ask you both to leave while we confer.
I think I've
Getting
almost
tough,
moved to tears, yeah.
Not easy. We're the bad guys, yeah?
We're
tough
terrific.
decision today, I think
It's very difficult.
both, and these two guys are, I really, they're
Incredible
great.
guys.
Those are really two great.
Good future.
In terms of temperament as well.
It's a bit unfortunate today, but I think both, I think both guys are great
Excellent
for me.
guys, yeah.
Strong skills. Luke's design skills, as he said, have been very prominent.
And from coming from a university Uavelas in Sri Lanka for Udana, he's absolutely hats off to him. I've watched him, I've seen him for all the episodes. He's a very determined guy.
He is.
And he comes up with these very strong, very catchy lines.
The promotion
and
idea
also
of the balloons.
I see he's a lot of entrepreneurial skills in him.
He wrote the slogans that you really like.
That's right.
And they do capture you.
And they do capture you. And I'm keeping it.
Yeah.
You're keeping it. And you're going to use those
I will
slogans.
use them, yeah.
And the balloon idea, 380
Very
feet,
good idea. I'm going to find out
fact-based.
What's the cost impact of it. But
Okay. So it's not easy, but somebody has to make a call. We're not having a good night, folks, but we've got a job to do. At this stage in the series, to use Pumi's elegant phrase, these decisions turn on a dime. It's the small things that matter. Compliments to both of you.
Absolutely.
Manesh said he'd like to see you in business together, perhaps one day.
Yes.
Excellent. But in no particular order, Udana, you got the pricing wrong. You owned up to it.
Yes.
But you got some things right. The promotions, the balloons at 380 feet, and the slogans. Manesh Fernando, Hilton Colombo Residence GM, wants to use them. Well done. Luke, you've been very strong in this program. Your design skills to the fore, your presentation skills have been strong in previous episodes. But tonight, we felt that your presentation skills, you had an off day. And I'm afraid tonight, Luke, you are eliminated. But well done.
Thank you.
So viewers, that's the end of another dramatic episode of Ideators Next Generation Entrepreneurs. The team challenges are finished. When you join us next week for another exciting and dramatic episode, it's all about individuals. It's all about the final three. Good night. Please join us next week.
I don't agree with some things that were said today, and I think that we were misguided by the people who were probably the professionals who were meant to guide us in the right direction. But having said that, I couldn't have lost to a better man. I'm pleased with how far I've got. I'm proud of myself, and yeah, I just hope he goes on to win it now.
Here we go again. I made a mistake. Where do I belong in this great escape? Chasing pavements, building castles in the sky. Finding out the meaning of this life. Oh, though this is the end of the fight, a battle I fought with all my mind. It's given me life tonight. A reason to chase the light. A reason to chase the light. A reason to chase the light.